Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Brother Joshua Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
And happy Savior's Day, sir.
And happy Savior's Day to you and the listeners as well.
Yes, sir. All praises due to Allah. Well, speaking of Savior's Day, we have been doing some interviews today, and this is a special Savior's Day themed weekend. But what is your earliest Savior's Day memory that you have, Brother Joshua?
Well, my earliest Savior's Day experience I could never forget. It was I was 13 years old, and my father took the whole family from New York to Chicago. And that happened to be the only time during that week that I met the Hon.Elijah Muhammad. And I met him first before Savior's Day. And then afterwards, we had dinner with him. And that's when I put the okra in the pocket. And you remember that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, that's my earliest memory. And the first time I went to Savior's Day, it was overwhelming because it's the first time I seen a crowd so large and so many people, so many sisters in white and so many brothers in uniform. And, you know, they were just so militant, you know. It was amazing to me as a young boy. And then to see the messenger speak, you know, and knowing that I shook his hand a day or two before that, you know, and always had wished to meet him. And I never did know that I would meet him one-on-one. And it was a blessing when I did. I'll never forget that.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And during that time period, Uncle Josh, did you know that the Savior's Days would be celebrated all these years later?
Well, to be honest, I did, because, you know, the way we were taught as youngsters that the messenger would still be with us for a long time before Allah takes him from us. So I always thought that Savior's Day would be around during my lifetime. I did not think I would ever experience what I did experience by seeing him lying still in an emergency room when he took his last breath. I was watching. So that threw me big time, but within my heart, I never felt that he was dead, because, you know, when you lose something or someone that you love, immediately you feel grief and pain. And I didn't feel none of that watching my leader take his last breath. It was like I'm looking at him, but it wasn't him. I didn't feel it. And later to find out that he's still with us, you know, it's a beautiful thing to learn.
All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. And people showing you love all around the world. Uncle Josh, as Naima says, assalamu alaikum family, alaikum salam, and thank you to our YouTube family as well. Brother Musa, Brother Kente, Sister Auntie, everybody who shows love on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Yes, sir. My next question that I have for you is, during the days after the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed, and before the minister rebuilt the nation, did you ever miss Savior's Day?
Yes, I did. But before I go into that question, I would have to say that when I was 13, I met my wife, Min Farrakhan, who was Marie Muhammad then. And that was also a blessing as well, because when I first saw her, it sent chills through my body, and she was so beautiful. I'd never seen a woman that beautiful in my life.
Mm.
And my father was walking me to the palace, and I was holding his hand, and I jerked it and said, "Dad, ooh, I'm gonna marry that sister." And he looked down at me and he smiled. He said, "I don't think so, son." And I said, "You wait and see." And sure enough, we ended up getting married and having 6 beautiful children together. Now, the Savior's Day that came afterwards, I believe it was in 81 in Chicago, the rebirth of a nation.
Yes, sir.
And there was a lot of things that went on in my life and our family's lives, that we all were being tried. We were all slightly confused about the messenger departure, and none of us thought that we would see that day. And when that day came and he departed from us, we all went a little wild, a little haywire, but since my father stood up, everyone has joined along with him to help him rebuild the nation and take it further.
All praise due to Allah. Beautifully. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, Uncle Josh, I have a question. Because you saw you and your siblings have to experience that, what advice would you give to the younger generations about holding on to our faith, when the minister has to depart?
Well, the thing this time is that we are blessed to be warned about his departure and taught about his departure. And being that we speak of our experience of the departure of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which none of you all would have to go through it on that level, because you are being warned by the minister on his departure. And to be able to prepare for something, it's a blessing, because you'll be able to deal with it properly. So I believe that we will handle it much different.
Yes, sir. All praises to Allah. And Sister Miriam says, "Assalamu alaikum, family." And thank you, everyone who's showing love all around the world. Speaking of showing love, we want to make sure that we give a special Savior's Day gift and shout out to our recurring guest and honored member of the People's Podcast family, none other than Brother Joshua Farrakhan, who's, if you all would like to send him some love and show him some love, you can cash at $, the letter N, Farrakhan. That's $N, Farrakhan. Is that correct, Uncle Josh?
Yes, it is. And thank you and those who wish to donate something on my behalf.
Yes, sir. All right. We also wanted to. Here's a question that people have seen the picture where you're standing with the minister Barack Obama. How did that picture come about, and what was that experience like?
Well, Barack Obama came to the minister before he became president. And Hillary Clinton, during his debate, he was asked several times, had he ever met Louis Farrakhan? And he skillfully maneuvered and never said that he did, because they were going to use that against him to stop him from becoming our president. And so we had pictures, and those pictures were never released, even though they were offering big, big, big money for anyone who had a picture of Barack and Minister Farrakhan. And we had pictures. So when I was there and I met him, it was a delightful thing. You know, he wasn't as popular, but he was doing a good work. So, you know, I thank Allah for Barack Obama and, you know, the heights that he went in America, becoming the first Black president, which gives our children hope that they can go as far as they wish to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for that. And thank you, everyone who's showing love. Brother Adi on the sword. Alaikum salam. Thank you for your time and inspiration. People showing you love all around the world, Uncle Josh. All right. My next question is the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan travels to the Caribbean a lot because of his lineage and you all's family and your bloodline. What is your some favorite experiences being there, sir?
Well, it was always good to travel with my father, to be support and security, but to see that the people all over the world, including the Caribbeans and Africa and other countries, that they love him. They throw parades, they have jet shows, they have done so many things on behalf of the minister. And back then, some people were even calling him the Messiah. And to see presidents of other countries honor him with such great pride and esteem, that it just made me wonder back then, like, who is this man? You know, all I knew him as really was dad and a great orator, but he was a lot more than that, and is a lot more than that.
Excellent. Yes, sir. And Uncle Josh, we have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. 1 second. And thank you all for all your questions and your comments. Please continue to show love to our brother Joshua Farrakhan. On this special Savior's Day edition, he's taking time to show us love. And happy Savior's Day to all of the people who are watching around the world as well. 1 second.
Television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book, all three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon. Television and editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love.
And then we have one more sponsor, Sister Sherry Muhammad. Thank you very much for all of the students and staff at Asiatic Minds. If you would like your children to learn STEM virtually, please enroll your child or children in Asiatic Minds, AsiaticMinds.com. They do a phenomenal job. Thank you very much to Sherry, and thank you very much, Asiatic Minds. All right, here we go. Right back to our brother. Okay, Uncle Joshua. Okay, you're on mute right now, then we'll be good to go.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're right here with you. Okay. Often during Savior's Day, before there was the Holy Day of Atonement, there were two Savior's Days, and you know, me being a DI, always talking about drill and loving drill. You're on a lot of the drill DVDs or the drill clips. They always show you and your family. Do you enjoy the drill competition, Uncle Josh?
Oh man, That's one of the favorite things I look forward to, besides listening to the minister, is to see the discipline and the accuracy of the brothers and sisters during their drill competition. You know, you guys won it quite a bit. How many trophies did y'all get?
Two. We got two.
Is that the FOI or junior?
FOI. Now, junior FOI, I think I got two for the junior FOI as well.
Yes, sir. Been around a little while now since from junior.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a beautiful exhibition, man. I love it. And that and the martial arts.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are my favorite.
Praise be to God. I was going to ask you about that, the importance of the martial arts and keeping that tradition going, because you were around, you know, Master Musa all the way now, and you still see people doing martial arts, your children, grandchildren, everybody's doing, nieces and nephews, everyone's doing karate. How much do you enjoy the exhibition of the karate as well?
I love it. You know, first of all, everyone need to learn how to defend themselves in some kind of way. And it's also an exercise. It keeps you in shape. But more important, it will save your life.
Yes, sir.
You know, and in these days and times, you know, there's so much violence that takes place in our country and in our cities that you have to learn to protect yourself. It's most important.
Yes, sir. Also, Uncle Josh, the famous Mother Khadijah's Children's Village. How do you feel when you go there and you see all the children and everybody celebrating their Savior's Day and standing around your mother and taking pictures? How do you enjoy that?
That again, I enjoy very much. You know, growing up so poor, you know, we really don't know how poor the believers are financially. You know, it's hard to get jobs, and a lot of us create jobs for ourselves, but there's still a great number of believers who don't have much at all. And for me, just to get a ring back when I was coming up out of Cracker Jacks, you know, to get a gift out of a Cracker Jack box. It's a box that had a little toy, and I used to buy cereal that had a gift in it just because it had a gift in it. You wanted a gift so bad, but it was a little plastic man or a little tank or a horse. But to go to Mother Khadijah's Children's Village, to see the children so happy and overwhelmed by the expensive gifts. She didn't give away nothing cheap. You know, she gave away beautiful gifts. And, you know, and when I was coming up, I would have loved to have something like that to take place, you know. So I really enjoyed and the smiles on the children's faces when they receive gifts, you know, and get made up and had different rides and different magicians and entertainment put on for them. It was heaven for us, you know, and I know the children really loved it and enjoy it and look forward to it every Savior's Day for Mother Khadijah's Children's Village.
Yes, sir. All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. And may Allah continue to bless you, your parents, and your family, your siblings, and the entire Farrakhan and Muhammad family, and the believers who are watching as well.
My sister Maria has a great part to play in that. So I can always thank my mother, but I have to thank Maria as well for helping my mother put that on.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Wonderful. And speaking of that, I wanted to let you know, Uncle Josh, that a lot of people who I interview, they always say, and Brother Josh took the picture. Brother Josh opened the door, and he was the first person who let me meet Mother Farrakhan, meet the minister. Why some people who have parents of esteem or of clout, power, they tend to block people away, or they want everybody to themselves because they didn't have them, you know, growing up. You shared your family since you were a child with the world, yet you are still kind and want to share them as an adult. how do you, what is it about you that makes you still want to let people come and meet the minister, Mother Farrakhan, even though you didn't have him, with you as a child like that?
Well, I was blessed to meet the Honorable Elijah Muhammad at the age of 13. And what it did for me spiritually, to my heart and body, my mind, body, and soul, it was so overwhelming. And I see that it changed my life to be able to meet him. And I had one up on all my family members, and finally, during that dinner, all of us met him, and I met him again. But ever since that was open for me to meet the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and what it did for me, I know that the people love my father, and I know they sacrificed so much to help him to rebuild a nation. And any opportunity that I get to this day and all the days forward, that any chance that I get that I can help a believer to shake his hand or take a picture, consider it done.
All praise due to Allah. Yes, sir. Beautiful, Uncle Josh. And I bear witness to seeing you do that with people all over this country, and they love you for it. And then may Allah continue to bless you for having that spirit and that heart. Yes, sir. And people are liking and commenting. Thank you all very much for your showing love on this Savior's Day to our brother. Okay, my next question for you, sir, is what are you doing right now? Because I usually ask about music, but as far as movies and or anything else, just to enjoy yourself and to relax, sir.
Well, what I'm doing right now, I'm working on a docu-series. It's called the Private Lives of the Legends, and it deals with Jim Brown, Harold Washington, Cap Calloway, Louis Gossett Jr., Richard Pryor, Sammy Davis Jr., and it's quite a few others, but there was a series of interviews that were done in 1982 that were never released. And so now I have an opportunity to release them, but we have to get legends of today to connect with those who were the trailblazers that helped other people to become who they are today and open the door for them.
Yes, sir. Okay. And Uncle Josh, once it's complete and you're ready to release that, can we get the exclusive interview once you are you gonna do like a red carpet rollout? Can I come and see it in person? Like how are we gonna be able to see it? Is it gonna be on our phone? What are we gonna do?
Sure, you'll be invited.
Yes, sir.
By my side. No problem.
Yes, sir. We look forward to it, and that's very important. And you're always doing things like that. Like the other day on Facebook, somebody shared a picture of you and the minister where you all were smiling at each other from the time of what must be done, and how he was thanking you for putting that together. Is that something that you always had a love for, as far as organizing documentaries and documenting history, or did that something that came about as you got older?
I was fascinated by the Polaroid camera. When I first saw one of them when I was younger and took a picture, and you wait a few minutes and the picture develops in front of your face, and then you can capture that moment. So from back then, I always bought a Kodak box camera, but you had, to get the film developed and so on and so forth. But now today, it's so easy. I mean, just like you're talking to me now on a phone, you're in Atlanta and I'm in Indiana. So I was always interested in film and capturing history. And so it paid off.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad, we are glad as a nation that you've always had that love, and it from the tape connection to recording the ministers and getting the tapes out in the early 80s to the time it was to be done in documentary and docuseries. We thank Allah for all that you have done on that end, as well as just security and the other things, and being kind to the believers. People, a lot of the comments on YouTube are just testimonies of people giving personal testimonies to you, saying thank you for how you interacted with them. And I sent you some of the screenshots of what people are saying, but there's so many more that I didn't send you. So people are saying, thank you, Brother Joshua Farrakhan, for being kind to us. And they met you here, they met you there. And that's always a beautiful thing to be remembered like that. Have you been feeling the love from people, from the People's Podcast, from the interviews? Have people shown you love from that?
Yes, sir. They most definitely have. You know, I love our people. And, you know, it was bred in my family since we were children. We were always taught to love the believer, and that we all do.
Yes, sir. All praises due to Allah. Okay, people are saying, here we go. Boom, boom. Thank you very much. And thank you all as well. All right, Uncle Josh, may we have your Cash App one more time, sir?
It's Min Farrakhan, $N Farrakhan.
Perfect. Yes, sir. And we look forward to seeing your docuseries, and we look forward to seeing you, inshallah, Savior's Day, and people taking pictures with you, and, you know, coming up and to continue to show love for you and what your family has sacrificed. People are saying, ASA, thank you for always keeping it 100 with the prayer hands and the heart emojis as well. Yes, sir. Uncle Josh, I have a question for you. You're one of the greatest joys in your life. Can you let us know what brings you joy right now?
Well, to see our people happy, brother, to see little children playing with such smiles on their face and joy and laughter, you know, because it's not going to always be that way as they get older and find responsibility. So the happiness of a child is sacred. And for a child to be here and not to be happy, it's an ugly thing. It's terrible. So we always have to keep our children happy and smiling and do our best by them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And when you're speaking on the joy of children, it made me think about Michael Jackson and all his music and everything that he contributed as far as about the love of children, and have you seen my childhood and things of that nature. Can you share one of your favorite stories about Michael Jackson, sir?
Well, one of the favorites is that Michael was definitely afraid of dogs.
Okay.
You know, and I was able to talk him into getting puppies. And when he finally started playing with the puppy, first he was hesitant, but with the puppy he started playing, and then we let the children in the room, and they were so excited and ran over to the puppy, and then Michael was playing with the puppy, and just to see that he released that fear and you know, and started playing with the puppy, and I had filmed all of it again. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And speaking of that, a lot of the video of you going with Michael Jackson when he was under trial and walking with him with the FOI and things of that nature. What made you want to stand with Michael Jackson when it wasn't, everybody wasn't always showing him love? It was a critical time in his life. What made you want to stand with him and support him?
Well, my father has been accused of so many ugly things, and I knew all of them were lies. And when I started living with Michael, I saw him and I studied him as a human being, And I know for a fact that he could not be as ugly as these people were trying to make him. You know, he had a love for the minister, and I believe that that's one of the reasons why they attacked him so hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you. We thank you for standing with him during that time, and it was always good to see the FOI, with Michael Jackson. Do you think that when the departure of the minister and people start to slander him even more, that there'll be a time where you have to take the stand or defend your father from a rostrum or from anywhere? Do you think that that'll be something that you would have to, be placing where now people gonna look to you to defend the minister? Is that something that you look forward to doing?
Well, that's something I would gladly do. But I believe that the world, the multitudes are going to stand up and defend him. So I won't be alone.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. We'll be right with you, Joshua. And man, this has been powerful. Sister Minister Aisha from Phoenix says, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, ma'am. And on this Savior's Day, 126 years ago, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was born. We thank Allah for him and his parents and his family. And we thank Allah for him raising the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his family so that we could be standing here or sitting here in 2023, representing the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on the People's Podcast. We thank Allah for you, Uncle Josh. And man, this just means a lot to us, and people want to watch all over the world. We can't wait to put this on YouTube. We hope everyone is having a great Savior's Day. Once again, the Cash App in Farrakhan to Brother Joshua Farrakhan to continue to show him love. Thank you to all of the sponsors and donors of the People's Podcast. And thank you, Uncle Josh, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you all for watching.